Well, hello, everyone. Lisa, also known as EnergieGal, here in the house, and your host here on the EnergieGal Podcast, where storyteller and listener gather to share, laugh, cry, feel, heal, and transform. Oh, we're real, raw, and uncensored. We are unscripted and unedited. Authenticity, vulnerability are huge surfboards on the ocean of life. So grab yours because we are riding the wave. And we are so jazzed to have you here joining us. So today is February 28th, 2022, episode 3 of the EnergieGal Podcast. Our guest in the house today is my friend, tried and true. He is a musician. He is a father. He is an intuitive, astrologer extraordinaire, a business owner, a brother and son. He is a local dude, an encourager. He is high vibration, love with skin walking around on the earth. So my friends, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce you to the one, the only Jeff Smith.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh my God.
See?
Awesome.
See how much I love you?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
It's really amazing what your intent. Talk to me because, and this will segue into your law of attraction, but talk to me. This didn't just happen. There was intention behind it. There was vision. Unpack what happened.
Okay.
Well, because you started out in front. And that might not even be the beginning of the story.
Right. I mean, if you want to get down to the beginning of it, I have been fascinated with this my whole life. I can't remember a time when I was not reading my horoscopes or reading an Edgar Cayce book. I mean, I'm a teenager reading Edgar Cayce. It's like,
right.
If I wanted to know who the first medium was, who that one popular one, and he had so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I walk around with that knowledge today, still, but I don't know. I've just always been interested in this. And it was always like a hobby. At that time, it was a hobby because you didn't make money with it. You never saw anybody really doing it, and anybody that was doing it was kind of cliche and, and the message is blurred. Right. So I always had this vision that I worked at a spiritual shop in Silver Creek. It was called the Treasure House. It was open for maybe 3 years. And that's where I learned how to do meditation and all of that. And in a local setting with a group of people, kind of like how we are. And I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to be able to have a place like this, but I want it all. You know what I mean? And that was always I would always ask my kids, what do you want to do when you grow up? I wanted to pick their brains on where they were creatively and all that. And I would tell them about my story. Well, I would lead by example. Well, I want a spiritual shop where people can go and just feel better when they leave than when they walked in, you know what I mean? In some form or fashion. We're not like that. This is not entertainment purposes only. This is soul growth only.
It's soul growth. I had somebody say to me the other day, I like getting tarot from you, Lisa, because you make it seem so practical. Like you bring it down to earth.
And that's part of the vision of the center is you've got to bring this into a practical form. Stop putting it on a level of holier than thou. And you have to go through this level.
Right.
No, just open up to it.
Right.
Here's 3 steps. Make it practical. Why do you have all these crystals in here? What does that mean? Everything's vibration. And every one of these, based on their color and their mineral and so on and so forth, give off a certain vibration.
Right.
It's the same thing with saging. Everything in the center is for you to raise your vibration. That's an important part.
Right.
And all of those are tools and extensions to help you. But everybody has this ability. So we're on an even playing field already when we say that, because it's true. So we're not, it's pomp and circumstance and all that. You know what I mean? It's just,
I do.
We're everyday normal people that just got it.
Right.
woke
we're
up
connected in, we're reconnected to that God spark within. And so everybody can be.
Right. And when you're called to it, you either it becomes a burden like it was for me for a while until I just surrendered and said, okay, I guess this is what I got to do. I thought I was supposed to do everything but this. It comes down to this. I mean, we're not taught to be grateful. We are, in a kind of like, you better do what you're told. You better say thank you, that kind of thing. That's how people look at gratitude. But we're always quick to blame the world for our problems. It was this, it was that, and we're never really owning it. So when you own things, you're grateful for them, especially if you have children. When you have children, you understand a gratitude for them, and you just got to take a look around. Instead of being negative about everything that you have or that you don't have, start being grateful for the things that you do have. Start there.
Yeah.
Another day to do what I need to do, whatever that is. Let's go. So then we do the whole gratitude thing. And then it starts with my surroundings. Thank you for where I live. And I'm stirring my coffee and looking at the pictures of my kids. And I got into this routine. By the time I get to the shop, I am so overjoyed. I'm usually in tears on either the way to the shop or on the way from, because I make it a part. I don't even listen to music anymore. And I'm the one that had the music blaring and all that. But to and from the shop, it's quiet. And I just concentrate on having a great day, serving as many people as I can. Whoever walks in needs it, and we'll leave with it. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to do it.
I have to talk about our dogs, because I can tell you from I was never going to be a dog owner. Oh,
Neither
hell
was
no.
I. Nope.
I changed 5 babies' diapers. I was not going to be carrying around poop around the neighborhood.
Right.
Well, of course, I've got my Gia Furbot, who I adore. She's just fabulous and a great love of mine. And I carry her poop all around the neighborhood. And when I started talking about this, you told me a story of your little puppers.
Right. I was not a animal person. No cats. And I'm a Leo, so I should love cats. I cannot stand cats. I can't do it. And dogs too. I mean, we've always had dogs when we were children, but they were just dogs. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just didn't yuck. I didn't want dog hair or anything, smell a dog in my house, nothing. No pets for me ever. So 2017, again, very profound year. I'm in my yard and I notice that there's this, I feel like there's presences behind me, and I'm reeling up my hose and I turn around and there's this mangy dog staring at me. And I'm like, whose dog are you? And he just took off. And so for about 2 weeks, we've seen this dog running through our yard or standing there staring at me, or, I'm like, what is going on? So it was kind of like a joke between the neighbors, like, what's this dog doing? So I was getting ready for a 4th of July party, and I was weed eating this little area in my yard. And there's this dog staring at me, living in the bushes. And I was like, what? But as soon as the eyes met me, something happened. It was almost like
the eyes. It's the eyes.
It was almost like in the Grinch when his heart grew,
Yes.
And I was like, I think that dog is living in the bushes here. That's why we keep seeing this dog. This dog, every time I turn around, there he was. So sure enough, you could see it was all matted down, and he's been there for a long time. And that month of July, it was very rainy. I mean, we had rain almost every day. And so I said, he wouldn't come out of the bushes. So long story short, my sister is a dog whisperer. And throughout the party that we were having, she was coaxing him out. And he started to come out and reach this point. There's a little hill in my yard. And as soon as he walked over that hill, I said, I can't leave that. I got to do something about that dog. I I got to own that dog. It was automatic, you know? And since then I've had the dog. I went and seen if he got chipped. I, posted it on Facebook. I didn't get attached to him really quick until I found out that nobody claimed him. And I took him to the vet and did all that. And she said that he's probably been on his own since that February.
Oh,
based on his teeth and his nails and all that. And he had a BB gun wound on the side of him.
Oh, poor baby.
We got him all cleaned up, and now he is my Chewy. And
who gazes up at you as if you are God.
and that's the thing. And with that stare comes so much responsibility of, I got to give that right back. He's like a little toddler that never really grows up, which is great for people that, don't want their kids to grow up. Having a nice little bouncy dog like that is the best, but when that dog looks up at me, that is, no matter what you do, I do not judge you. I do not, there's no, because he really can't comprehend it, or maybe he does. But the thing is, he places none in that look, and that is, and you can feel that energy exchange, especially if you really make eye contact. You can feel it in your heart. It's like it's that unconditional love, just like, with children and anybody you love, but for an animal that depends on you to shelter it and feed it and nurture it and clean it and all of that, it depends on you and that unconditional love. No matter what you do, no matter how much of a rotten person you could be during the day, that dog still adores you. That's, you can't buy that. You can't buy that. And I think I needed to learn that. They always say, when you reach a certain level, you acquire a familiar. And that's the way I accepted it.
I never thought about that, because I know my puppy picked me right across Facebook. I saw those eyes, that nose that I love to kiss 100 times a day.
That dog.
And I couldn't not.
That's the exact same thing I felt. I was like, this is a reason I'm supposed to have this animal. And I never would have done it. Never. Everyone at the party was like, you can't be serious. You're going to do it, aren't you? But as soon as I was able to coax him into my back door and open it up, I opened the door. I said, do you want to stay here with us? And before that, no tail wagging, very scared, very timid. This dog must have been beat or, a lot of stuff. And as soon as I opened that door and said, do you want to live with us? He started going crazy. He ran through all the rooms, jumped on all the beds, and I'm, what is this dog doing? This dirty dog, and he just stood in the middle of the kitchen with his tail wagging. And everyone was like, again? This is your dog. Yeah, I'm not doing that. And it was like, this is your dog, Jeff. I mean, he's yours. It was supposed to be, so yeah. It went right along with that crazy coincidental step by step.
Yeah.
And it was just part of the process. And now this dog is the third child. My daughter hates to hear that, but it's the truth, He's the baby.
I completely get it.
What I've learned is that you just have to act like you already have it. That's all. You have to act. You have to have this vibratory state that will match your dream. I always thought you need at least $35,000 to open up your own business, a spiritual business, at least. And that was like,
and the world would tell you that. The world would say that that's the way it is.
Absolutely. And so that dream that's here, I was always here. Don't have enough money. Not going to happen, kid.
Lack.
So when I started to realize that, okay, if I just have to act like it, well, then someday I'm going to have it. No, you know what? I think I'm called to do this. Guess what? F it. I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm just doing it. Then you meet that vibration. And that's when life starts to take a very beautiful turn.
Right.
Because if I did it, so can everybody else.
Right.
There isn't anything you can tell me why you can't do it. You can't. Because I've told myself every reason not to. And I stopped and just said, all right, let's do it. Don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
So would you encourage someone to really, take a couple of deep breaths and ask themselves what feels right, what feels like a dream of mine, what feels like something that I put on the back burner thinking, oh, I could never do that?
Everyone has a point in their life. And I've known this from all the readings that I've done astrologically and with tarot, is that there's always something in the back of the mind that they're good at, that they tried, and either the timing wasn't right or they lost ambition or whatnot. A lot of circumstances of why it takes you off that path. But it usually starts with childhood. There's a talent there, either with arts or music or something. How many musicians have denied themselves the ears to the world simply because they think they couldn't do it? Just imagine the talent that's out there that isn't discovered because people think it's unattainable. We're missing out on a lot that people have to offer. And that's why we're always so quick to think that people add nothing to the experience. And that's because we're always told we can't. You know what I mean? It's just surrender to it. What you've been told is BS. You've got to trust that voice. And there's that, like I said, there's that talent, that calling. They're drawn to something. If it's not computers or mechanics or something, follow that. Do what makes you happy. I firmly believe that if you follow your passion, you will not fail. If you fail, it's because you got in the way of your progress. That's it.
The 2 points that I love that you made are, it might not have been the right timing. You may have started to do something and you do feel that, but for whatever reason, it wasn't quite the right timing, or everything wasn't quite lined up, or who knows, but don't give up on it. If it's still calling you, then it's still your calling.
Absolutely.
If it's still God's calling you, it's still your calling. So continue to have faith and move forward in it.
Yes, absolutely. God's timing is perfect, and the universe provides me with everything I need. I say that all the time, and it works.
And the second point, which I don't know if you made, but you've made to me, is don't worry about the finances of it. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what other people will think, and don't worry about the finances. If this is your dream and it's calling you, move forward in it by faith.
Right. What you have to do is disconnect from the fact that money. I have to put it this way. Understand the fact that money is an energy form, and you either repel it or you attract it based on your beliefs. If you were born into a certain social level, lower middle class, well, I'm not going to have, I'm not going to have an inheritance or anything. You see what I'm saying? We're already brought into this level of lack. Even when people are born into a rich environment,
they can still
have that lack. So it's either way. But you have to understand that it's an energy form.
It's an energy form.
Because your beliefs, they block it off. Well, I'll never be able to make that much money. I'll only be able to work at Tim Hortons or, shopping, or I have to work 3 jobs and only make bare minimum. That's a belief also. Right.
But
if you allow money, because if you look at money as the abundance of water on the planet, and how it flows, and how you can build it up, and that no matter where it is, it's going to be there. It's going to rain on you at some point. That's the way money is. You just have to will it.
You said a number of times this word that I like to use in my prayers and times of intention, and that is allowing.
Yes.
So to actually say, I give myself permission to be on the receiving end of every good and perfect gift that God, the universe, has for me. I give myself permission to open myself up to that.
Right. Allowing you. I mean, how many of us allow us to have happiness, love, money? I mean, it all comes down to those categories all the time. But do we allow that energy to flow into us, or do we repel it based on our beliefs? You change your beliefs, you'll change your life. And that's the way it is. I always thought I never made enough money. So I am a broadcasting signal tower. Everybody is. So I'm broadcasting not enough, unwilling, didn't know it. but I was
Right.
broadcasting that energy, not enough.
Right.
So I just reversed it and said, I have more than enough.
Right.
I have more than enough.
Right.
And today I have more than enough.
Right. Right. I remember when my husband and I started doing that, and we decided we were going to live not by lack or poverty mentality, but by more than enough. We decided every Friday that we would give X number of dollars away. We would find a cause and we would anonymously gift some money. And it was by faith because it was part of our grocery money, but it very soon began not to be part of our grocery money because for whatever reason, we started making more money, whether it is he got a raise or I got a few more clients. I can't tell you the number of times that there was exactly a $400 deposit made into our account. We don't know why or who it came from. So we began to experience these synchronicities and miracles that you just couldn't deny. And it was very encouraging for us to live in that space.
Right. It's everything that you have in your life right now was a choice. So even if your life is in total chaos, it's a choice in some way. It's a choice. If there's family problems, that's your choice to focus on that or to feel emotionally connected to that.
Right.
I always feel we got to be in the battle with the family,
Right.
It's things like that. It's a choice. It's a choice to live in a poverty mentality. I know because I was there.
Right.
Now I'm not.
Right.
And it tests me once in a while, but God's timing is perfect. And right up to the last second, boom.
Yeah.
Faith.
Yeah, faith. That's my word.
I feel like this time in this lifetime, I almost feel like in past lifetimes, I've always gotten to a certain spiritual level and kept it to myself. I don't know why, but I feel that way. But this lifetime, I'm here to shout it to the rooftops.
Well, it's funny because my next question is this to finish us up. What are your hopes and dreams for yourself, for our community, the center, and the world at large? Like what's up, man? What do you think's going on? What do you hope for? What do you see? What do you feel?
Everybody in the near future is going to be able to do what they love.
Yeah.
Not have to struggle. Because the debt system that we're in is designed for you to do that. That's that lack mentality. Now the gears are switching to an abundant mentality.
Yeah. Yay.
It doesn't seem like that now, but I'm going to tell you, 4 or 5 years down the pipe, everyone's going to be like, yep, that's when it started.
Right.
So be excited about being alive at this time.
It's a good time to be alive. Yeah.
Because we're about to witness things that we never even thought were imaginable, could imagine. And we thought we've imagined it all. So that's why I think the center's in place here in our little corner of the world here is because they're popping up all over the place with the same kind of vision. And that's the next phase is to get on board and to make this available to people. That's all. We're here.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
And you'll be amazed at what you walk out with, because everybody that's walked into that place at some point or another walks out very different and in a good way. It's fantastic work we're doing, Lisa. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks. Well, I'm thankful for you, Jeff, for your fine example of faith and just your constant encouragement and reminder of who I am and to not doubt myself. So I'm thankful.
I mean, who thought we'd be doing a podcast right now? You know what I mean? It was like pulling teeth with you to even get the idea or anything. You're just rolling with it, sister. Do it.
Thanks.
Do it.
Thanks. So you've got lots of crystals. You've got,
yes.
Do you have any, I know you've got your law of attraction class that people can get to. What's the site? I'll link it below, but how do they get to your law of attraction class?
Okay. The introduction to the law of attraction class with me is available online. It's on, I believe now I put it as a product on Facebook. So you can also get it on there on our page of Circle of Light Spiritual Center. And it's also on the website, circleoflightportal.com.
Okay.
So it's available there. You just go to online classes, choose the class, boom, you have 30 days access to it. And
I took it, and it's awesome.
I'm proud of that.
You should be.
Right. And that's the thing. And it's a great thing to step into what you're called to do. And a lot of people might think, well, I'm not being called to do anything. Stop the chatter in your mind, quiet it for a little bit, and you'll hear.
Here's what I would suggest. If you don't believe that you're called to do something, or you don't know what your passion is, get a hold of Jeff.
Help somebody find theirs. Oh yeah. And get a hold of me.
Get a hold of Jeff.
Another thing you could do is help somebody find theirs. But yes, get a hold of me also. That's a good one.
Because I'm telling you, it's helpful to have someone who has been there, done that, and is clearly gifted at it, and has spent the time with spirit, and is at that vibration, and is generous with the truth. With the truth.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily
no fluffing allowed.
Fluff. You don't get any fluff.
Center.
No fluff with Jeff. No. So appreciate Jeff. I appreciate you sitting in the chair for me, and sharing your insight. I have to remind people is that when we get to be around people like Jeff, it's not just the words that he's sharing with us, but he is sharing a vibration. He is sharing an energetic transmission that he has earned through his life, and is sharing it freely with all of us. If you are listening, you are raising your vibration, even if all you heard was it's the energies that he is sharing from his heart to our hearts, and we are the better for it. So my brother, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa. What a pleasure.
Yeah. So folks, this is our story for today. Thank you for joining us. It's been an honor, dear listener. Remember that you also have a story to share, for we are all both teller and listener. Something magical happens, alchemizing. I think we all felt it today when we open our hearts to listen, when others open their mouths to storytell. It's like this mystical bond that connects all of us into community through this ancient holy practice of sharing. Somehow we become knit together, or wake up to remembering that we already all are one, and that we are loved. If there's someone that you would like me to have in the house to offer their story, please connect with me and let me know, because I would love to offer them an interview. And finally, thank you again, my friends, for your presence here and participation at the EnergieGal Podcast, where storyteller and listener gather and to meet for transformational conversations. So till next time, let's all laugh loudly, love deeply, and hug daily, because life is meant to be experienced fully. Yeah. So now, knowing this, what will you do with your one wild and precious life? Certainly, let's talk about it. Take care, everyone. Bye.